What's up, guys? I'm Nobody Special. I hope everybody had a nice holiday. Hope you're getting back to normal, back into the swing of things. If you're still on vacation, I hope you're making the most of it. I'm coming to you right now from a secret location codenamed Grandma's House, and I want to talk to you about the European energy crisis. And it looks like we may have a little bit of relief in sight for the Europeans who have really been absolutely smothered by these power prices. Now, before we get too far into this, folks, I have to ask you, could you please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell? It really helps me out, and I'd be forever in your debt. And now I want to show you this. What we're looking at here on this map, this is the past track of the LNG tanker Hellas Diana. And you can see they started in Louisiana, where they filled up with liquefied natural gas at the Sabine Pass liquefaction facility. They sailed down through the Panama Canal, cost about $500,000 to go through the Panama Canal. And then they sailed almost halfway around the world, past Hawaii in the Pacific on their way to Asia. And then all of a sudden, they did a U-turn, and now they're heading back east. So what is going on? Well, this beautifully illustrates just how out of whack the natural gas and the power market in Europe is right now. Natural gas prices in Europe were trading as high as $57 per million BTUs. Now that is $24 more per million BTUs than they're trading for over in Asia, where the Hellas Diana was originally headed. Contrast that with here in the States, where it's less than $4 per million BTUs. That goes to show you the differences in these natural gas prices around the world. So this may look incredibly wasteful to you, to spend $500,000 to go through the Panama Canal and then to burn all that fuel and to pay the crew and all that time and all the maintenance and the operation costs of that ship to sail halfway around the world just to do a U-turn and head back all the way around the world, another $500,000 to go through the Panama Canal a second time and then get it into Europe. Turns out that's economical. That is how out of whack the power market in Europe had become up until earlier this week. And again, when you're paying $4 per million BTU for the gas and you can sell it into Europe for $57 per million BTUs, that is immensely profitable. And what we're seeing here with the Hellas Diana is not an isolated case. There are at least 20 ships that have done that recently. 20 LNG tankers have sailed from the States over to Europe, and there's as many as 14 more that appear to be doing the same thing. We haven't been able to confirm that's what they're doing. That's 34 boats loaded with natural gas that are heading over to Europe right now to sell their gas into that lucrative market. Now that, combined with a break in the cold weather, appears to be giving the Europeans a little bit of relief in their power prices. See, last week on Tuesday, power prices in Europe reached an all-time high. Now in the benchmark Dutch hub, forward month contracts were trading for as high as 180 euros per megawatt hour for this natural gas. Today, it came down as low as 90 euros per megawatt hour. So we're looking at a 50% decline in these European power prices just over the last 5 days. That is a huge drop, but we're still at really, really lofty valuations for these power prices. We are a long way from normal prices in Europe. Even though the Europeans have gotten some relief, still got a long way to go. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong idea here. The LNG cargoes from the States is not the sole force driving this drop in power. It's helping bringing that new supply into the market because they're still not getting any additional flow through those Russian pipelines. That issue is still out there. What really made the big difference was this break in the cold weather. We've had some warm weather set in Europe, and it looks like it's going to be there for a while. So we've seen a big reduction in the demand for that natural gas as people aren't cranking up the heat as much as they were last week. But again, if the weather breaks the other direction, those power prices could head right back up. And we've still got that geopolitical tension going on in Eastern Europe with the Russians and the Ukrainians. Now, this week, it looks like the Russians may have pulled some of those troops off the border. I saw an article that said about 10,000 Russian troops had been pulled back from the border and sent back to their permanent bases. And this is as NATO and Russia is sitting down and they're talking. Now, we don't know if any progress is being made in these talks, but the fact that they're talking and some of the troops have moved back the other direction is an encouraging sign. So maybe there's a chance that things don't light off in Eastern Europe. Combine that with the warmer weather, combine that with the LNG tankers from the States, and it looks like the power markets in Europe are at least settling down from these all-time highs. Now, we've been talking a lot about fertilizer on this channel for a while here, and that's the big deal is these European fertilizer plants need to restart, and they need to restart soon, because creating fertilizer requires a lot of power and it requires a lot of natural gas. If we don't get these fertilizer plants started up soon, we're going to go from an energy crisis to a food crisis very fast. So we need these European power prices to come in so these fertilizer plants can restart in time for the spring planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. Because if that fertilizer doesn't get made and it doesn't show up in time for the spring planting season, we could see a reduction in global crop yields, and that's when things go from bad to worse. Guys, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. It really helps me out. In the meantime, live small and dream big.